Hey everyone, Chris here from the Sonic Spectrum. And today I've got a confession to make. I think I finally understand why so many musicians refuse to gig without one of these. If you've watched my channel for any length of time, you already know how much I love my Bose S1 Pro Plus. That speaker completely impressed me with its warm sound, portability, and simplicity. And then I kept hearing people say, Chris, you've got to try the Bose L1 Pro8. So I did exactly that. I bought one with my own money because I wanted to see if it lived up to all that hype. And let me tell you, within just a few minutes of setting and hearing this amazing unit, I stood there smiling. It was one of those moments where you immediately think, ooh, now I get it. In this video, guys, I'm going to show you why this speaker completely surprised me, who it's actually designed for, and what I absolutely love about it. And a few things you should know if you're considering this unit. And yes, we're going to do a live singing demo just for you guys so you can hear it for yourself. Because if we're being honest, anybody can read specs from a website. But the real question is, what does it actually sound like? Well, let's find out. All right, I know, enough talking, right? I know what you're thinking. Chris, stop telling us how good it is and how good it sounds. Let us, you guys, actually hear it. Fair enough. Let's jump right into the vocal demonstration I have for you guys so you can judge it for yourself. Listen closely. The vocal clarity, the warmth, the way the music fills the room, at least I can tell, and how natural everything sounds. After the sound test, we're going to come back here and we're going to talk specs, features, and my impressions as well.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. This is a speech vocal test. I have the Bose S1 Pro plugged coming straight into my Allen & Heath Z10FX. So we're just going to do a quick test. I'm standing right next to it here, 2 feet away. Again, we've got that 180 horizontal all the way here, so I can hear myself very well. So it kind of acts almost like a monitor. So this can have, you can have this behind you over here, perform, and it doesn't take your ears off. That's how even spread the sound is. So that's one thing I really, really like. Obviously, as I'm moving around it, there's not much feedback, just a little bit if you get really close to it, obviously, with any speaker. But yeah, it's really good, very clean, warm vocals. I mentioned, or I may mention, that this is really good for corporate presentations. Stick that in the corner of the banquet hall where someone's presenting. Perfect. Perfect for that too.
Hopefully that gave you a much better idea of what this system is capable of. Obviously, YouTube compression never tells the full story, but even through high quality headphones or high quality speakers, I think you can hear why I was so impressed with this unit. It's incredibly polished, the way this system reproduces vocals. It doesn't feel harsh. It doesn't sound strained. It just sounds effortless. That's probably the best word, guys. Effortless. The first thing that struck me wasn't even the sound. It was actually the build quality, first impression. Bose really knows how to make equipment feel premium. Everything about the L1 Pro8 screams quality. The finish is beautiful. The cabinet feels incredibly solid without being bulky. The metal grille, nice and sturdy. The column pieces snapped in together. And nothing feels cheap or flimsy. It feels like something that was built to survive years of gigs. Now let's talk about weight, because I know that's something that many musicians, solo musicians also, worry about. This unit comes in at 38 pounds total. And if we're being honest, that is a sweet spot. It's heavy enough to feel substantial, but light enough that it had absolutely no problem carrying it up and down the stairs myself. My back did not file a complaint, and at my age, it's always a good sign. We've all owned gear that requires 2 people, a chiropractor, and maybe a small crane to load it into the venue. Thankfully, that's not the case with this system. Now, here's where Bose really shines. The setup is ridiculously easy. I opened the box, I connected the bass module to the top 2, there's an extra piece down here, and plugged it in the cable, plugged in a mic, ready to go. Within minutes. We're talking minutes, guys, from box to music. No speaker poles, no tripod stands, no balancing acts that make you feel like, you're competing in the Olympics. Everything just simply slides together exactly the way it should. Bose has made this almost foolproof. Even if you're brand new to live sound, you'll have no problem running this before your coffee finishes brewing. And as someone who does a lot of gigs, genuinely loves equipment that gets me in and out quickly, less setting up time and more focusing on performances, or maybe grabbing another coffee before the audience shows up. Okay, let's check out the back mixer and see what is going on back here. So we've got a push power button. Let's fire it on. There we go. So starting at the bottom here, we could see we have a tone match connection. If you use the tone match, we have a line out to another one of these or another powered speaker. We do have phantom power, input 1, input 2 over here. System EQ, off, live, music, speech. At the top, we do have tone match, mic instrument off. Same with input 2, tone match, mic instrument off. We can mute each channel, channel 1 and 2. We do have our volume, and they are lit as well. Now, I have this film on here, which is why you can't see this very well, but as you push in, treble, bass, reverb, so you just turn the dial, and they're pretty bright, actually, so you can see it. Volume, back to volume again. Same with channel 2. And channel 3 is mainly a music or Bluetooth channel. So we got a 1/4 inch, we've got 3.5 millimeter pin to like a laptop or tablet. There's push to Bluetooth pairing, mute channel 3, and you also have another volume here, which is volume, bass, and treble. So you do have reverb on both channel 1 and 2, but not on channel 3, obviously, because it's more for music connections. So that's the back here. It's pretty easy to get familiarized with it pretty quick. So how does it actually sound? Well, here's the best way I can describe it. Imagine the Bose S1 Pro Plus feeding it nothing but protein shakes and some steroids for 6 months, and then sending it to the gym every day. That's exactly what this feels like. It still has that unmistakably Bose character, smooth, warm, and crystal clear. Vocals sound absolutely gorgeous, guys. Acoustic guitars probably sound sparkle clean, keyboards rich, backing tracks beautiful, but now everything feels bigger and more effortless, and the additional headroom in this unit compared to the Bose S1 Pro Plus is noticeable. Bose rates this at 240 watts for the bass and 60 watts for the 8 speakers, giving you a total of 300 watts. Now, I know somebody already jumped into the comment section saying, Chris, only 300 watts? Well, trust me, don't let that number fool you. This one is one of those perfect examples of why wattage numbers don't tell the whole story. This speaker gets surprisingly loud. Bose designed the system to sound efficient, controlled, and disbursement's amazing. The driver performance, chef's kiss. And instead of it being just some marketing garbage, it really is loud. Speaking of clever design, let's talk about the line array itself, because this is where the magic happens. The Bose L1 Pro8 features 8 articulated 2-inch neodymium drivers arranged in a C-shaped line array combined with the integrated 7 by 13-inch racetrack driver subwoofer That's something very different in this category than traditional cabinet. Instead of blasting one area, leaving the rest of the room wondering if somebody forgot to turn on the music, this system delivers impressive 180-degree horizontal coverage and 40-degree vertical, and you can absolutely hear the difference. The sound spreads beautifully across the room, just one, whether you're standing directly in front of it or off to the extreme sides. Everybody gets the same quality of audio, and that's what I love about this. You don't get those painful hot spots like traditional PAs where people in the front feel like they're getting a free hearing test while the people in the back can barely hear the vocals. Everyone enjoys a much more balanced listening experience, and that's one of the biggest reasons performers love this column array design system. When we talk about price, there's no question the Bose L1 Pro8 sits in the premium category. In the United States, retails around $1,699, and in Canada, you're looking at around $2,169. At first glance, you might raise your eyebrows and think, wow, that's a lot of money. And you're right, it is. But there's the old saying, you get what you pay for. This isn't the kind of speaker you buy for one summer of gigs. This is a long-term investment in your business. Think about it. Every time you show up to a venue with a professional piece of gear that looks incredible, sets up in minutes, and sounds absolutely amazing, you're making an impression before you even start singing your first note. The music starts, your vocals are crystal clear, the sound fills the room evenly, and your audience walks away talking about how great you sounded. That's exactly what gets you repeat bookings, referrals, and clients who want to hire you again. Sometimes the cheapest gear costs you the most missed opportunities. Great gear doesn't just make your job easier, it helps build your reputation. And to me, that's why you invest in something like the Bose L1 Pro8. It's not just buying a speaker, it's investing in your future as a performer. You can control everything wirelessly using the Bose L1 Mix App on your phone or tablet. Well, want to tweak EQ while standing in the audience? Not a problem. Do you need a little more vocal reverb during your performance? Easy. It's those little conveniences that make your gigs smoother. And yes, Bluetooth is built in this unit, which means when you're not performing, congratulations, you now own one of the most expensive Bluetooth speakers for your backyard, your barbecue or hangout. But honestly, guys, it's fantastic. Whether you're relaxing on the deck, entertaining friends, or just hanging out in the patio, this thing rocks. Sounds phenomenal. Now let's talk about who I think this speaker is built for. Because it's important, every speaker has an intended purpose, and buying the right tool for the right job makes all the difference. I think the Bose L1 Pro8 absolutely perfect for solo singers, singer-songwriter, acoustic performers, duo, karaoke hosts, wedding ceremonies, cafes, restaurants, outdoor patios, corporate presentations, maybe churches, and medium-sized gigs where clarity is more important than sheer brute force. If you buy a pair, you have even more options. Suddenly, you're looking at small to medium DJ events, little larger performances, and even more audience coverage. But here's the key. Use the speaker within the intended use of what it was designed for, and I honestly believe you will fall in love with it. Could you try using one at an outdoor rock festival for 500 people? Sure, but that's like buying a sports car and then complaining it can't pull a tractor. Use the right equipment for the right job and you will be smiling at every single gig. I want to show you these articulated 2-inch drivers. You can see it when I film it on the side, how some are pointing towards me, some are pointing towards that way, some are going straight. So the having them point different directions is what helps with the 180-degree coverage. So very, very nice design. I do love that you have a solid handle right on top. And because this unit is actually pretty narrow, making it carrying it next to your body is very easy and seamless, which I really appreciate. So what's my overall verdict? I absolutely love this speaker. I honestly didn't expect to be this impressed, but the Bose L1 Pro8 exceeded my expectations in almost every way. It's portable, beautifully built, incredibly easy to set up, sounds warm and natural, and offers outstanding coverage, has onboard features, Bluetooth connectivity, and enough volume for a wide variety of real-world gigs. Is it for everyone? No, and that's okay. If you're playing massive outdoor festivals, yeah, you're going to need something larger. But if you're a performer looking for one of the easiest, best sounding portable PA systems available today, this deserves to be on your shortlist. If you've enjoyed this review, you're definitely going to want to subscribe because this is only the beginning. I've got plenty more Bose L1 Pro8 videos coming your way, including some really cool sound test comparisons and footage coming up. Trust me, you don't want to miss those. If you found this video helpful, guys, give it a thumbs up because it really does help the channel. Maybe even give it a hype. Hype is a new thing on YouTube too. And I'd love to hear you guys. What do you guys think? Put in the comments. Do you own one of these amazing speakers? Do you own the Bose S1 Pro Plus and thinking of upgrading? Are you considering another type of column array speaker that's competing with this category and you're not sure? Comment below. Let me hear your thoughts, your stories, and your perspectives too. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me. As always, I'm Chris from the Sonic Spectrum. See you in the next one.